47% of working professionals in India feel underpaid right now. That's almost every second person you know at work. Real wages for salaried workers were 1.7% lower in 2024 compared to 2019, even with companies claiming they gave raises. And while most people were stuck getting the 8 to 10% raises that barely beat inflation, some professionals were making leaps. They were going from 15 lakhs straight to 25 lakhs. But how? What's the difference? What do they know that others don't? Today I'm going to show you 4 traps that keeps most professionals stuck at the 15 lakh mark and 3 ways to get out of it. The first trap is something you do without even knowing it's costing you lakhs. Let's get into it. Most of us were taught that loyalty is a good thing. Stay at one company, work hard, they'll notice and reward you. That's what our parents told us. That's what worked in their time. But rules have changed now. Today, loyalty will cost you money. A lot of money. Think about your current workplace. You know everything about it. You know which conference rooms are always free. You know who to ask, when to get quick approvals. You know your manager's preferences, and you've built relationships with your team. So why throw it all away and start fresh somewhere else? That's what companies want you to think. Because while you are comfortable, they are saving money. Let me tell you how. When companies promote people internally, they give raises between 7 and 12%. That's the standard. Your manager might even say, we are giving you a good hike this year, when they give you 10%. But when they hire someone from the outside for the exact same role, they pay 18 to 20% more, sometimes even higher. Why? Because they have to. The new person is comparing offers from multiple companies. They have leverage, you don't. And the data shows this clearly. People who switch job earn 15 to 40% more than people who stay at the same company. And if you're in the early part of your career, the gap is even bigger. Junior professionals who switch can get 25 to 40% salary jumps. Those who stay get 7% to a maximum of 20%. Same work, same skills, different choices. And there's a name for it. It's called loyalty penalty. The longer you stay at one company, the lower you get paid compared to what the market might pay you. Not because you're doing bad work, not because you don't have the skills, but because the company knows that you won't leave. Imagine someone who joined a company in 2007 at 3 to 3.5 lakhs per annum and stayed loyal. They got their annual raises maybe 8% each year and sometimes 10%. After 10 years of good raises, they might be at 7 to 8 lakhs. This sounds like progress, right? But someone with the same skills who switched companies 3 times in those 10 years, they are making 15 lakhs, maybe 18 lakhs. They are earning more than the double. And the worst part is that this gap keeps growing. Say you're making 10 lakh right now and your friend who switched companies is making 13 lakh. That's a 3 lakh gap. Next year, both of you get a 10% raise. You get 1 lakh more, they get 1.3 lakh more. The gap is now 3.3 lakh. 5 years later, you are at 16 lakhs, whereas they are at 21 lakh. The gap is 5 lakh per year. The one decision to stay comfortable compounds to crores over your career. Most people stay because switching is uncomfortable. Updating your resume, interviews, and possible rejections. It's easier to stick with what you know. You have friends, your manager likes you, and you're familiar with the system. But here's the problem. Comfortable usually means underpaid. Do you even know your market rate? Not your current salary, but what would another company pay for your skills today? Unfortunately, most people don't know this. They know their salary, they know that their company gave them a raise last year, but they have no idea what they could be making somewhere else. The gap between what you make and what you could make is the loyalty penalty that you're paying every single month by being comfortable. Now let's say you decide to break free from your comfort and try for other companies. Now this is where the second trap comes in, and this is all about how you work. Maybe you can do a bit of everything. You handle different tasks, jump between projects, and fill in wherever needed. You're flexible, dependable, and companies notice that. On the surface, it seems like you're moving forward, but here's the problem. Doing a bit of everything can actually hold you back. Over time, you stop growing in any one area. You get comfortable doing what you already know. You start thinking you're learning, but really your skills aren't getting any sharper. You hit a plateau. And the scary part is that it sneaks up on you. You keep working hard, showing up, solving problems, and getting small raises. Everything seems fine, but the promotions slow down, and you start wondering, why do your raises not match everyone else's? This makes you wonder why your career isn't moving as fast as others. The truth is, market doesn't pay for effort alone. It pays for skills that solve big, valuable problems, things that few people can do. If you're doing work that anyone could handle, you will only get average rewards. This plateau usually happens around 15 lakh for most professionals. You've been competent, consistent, and even great at your job. But the next big jump feels out of reach. It's frustrating because it's not just about performance, it's about how the market values what you do. The scary part is that most people don't even realize they are stuck. But there is a way out of this skill plateau. I will show you in just a bit. For now, let's talk about the third trap. Most Indians were never really taught how to negotiate their salary. We work hard, we get our degrees, we clear interviews, but then the HR finally says, your offer is 6 lakhs per annum. We just nod and accept it. No questions, no counter, nothing. And honestly, it's not because we don't care. It's because most of us were never taught that asking for more is extremely normal. Almost 4 out of 10 people who negotiate their salary get more money. That means if you ask, you will probably get it. But most of us don't ask. We think it's rude. We feel like they might cancel the offer in the first place. And here's the bigger problem. Most people don't even know what the right salary is. We just assume that the HR knows the market, but they don't always quote the best number. They quote what the company is willing to pay. Most people think that saying yes to their first offer is harmless, but that's where the gap begins. Let's say you could have started at 7 lakhs, but you accepted a 6 lakh offer. Next year, your raise is based on 6, not 7. So you get 60,000 at a 10% raise instead of 70,000. That difference grows every single year, and by your 5th year, you've already lost a few lakhs. And this happens because of a few mistakes that almost everyone makes. We accept the first offer without even trying to negotiate. We start talking salary too early in the interview before they've even decided they want us. We give a single number instead of a range. We don't back our ask with data. And most importantly, we think negotiation means fighting. It doesn't. It just means knowing your value and communicating it calmly. If you're polite, prepared, and confident, no company will ever reject you just for asking. The worst they'll say is, this is the best we can do. And even that is better than never asking at all. Because the truth is, every time you under-negotiate, you're not just losing money today, you're shrinking your future growth for years to come. But even if you negotiate well, there's one more trap waiting for you. And this one is not about you, it's about the system itself. Because sometimes, no matter how smart or hardworking you are, the industry you are in simply doesn't allow for big salary jumps. Let's start with a simple truth. Some industries in India have a salary ceiling. You can climb faster, gain more skills, and still hit that ceiling sooner than you expect. In IT, for example, salary growth has slowed down a lot. Reports show that traditional IT companies now offer hikes of only around 4 to 8.5%, which is below the overall market average of 9.5%. So even if you are performing well, the structure itself is built to move slowly. And then there is another hidden problem, the way companies design their pay. More than 40% of Indian companies have tax inefficient salary structures. That means a big chunk of your salary isn't even real take-home money. Your pay goes away in taxes or allowances that don't even benefit you. You might think you're making 12 lakhs per year, but after all the deductions, what lands in your account feels a lot smaller. This happens because many Indian firms still follow old school compensation models. They are not built to reward performance directly. Global firms, on the other hand, give clearer, cleaner structures, a higher base pay, better stock options, and real bonuses linked to outcome. That's why someone doing a similar job abroad might make more and even take home more, even if the number on the paper looks the same. Then comes that stage that everyone in consulting and banking knows way too well, the senior associate phase. You join as an analyst or associate. You work hard, move up 1 or 2 levels, and then suddenly the ladder gets shorter. Promotions slow down, hikes shrink, and you realize that to grow further, someone above you literally has to quit. You are stuck waiting for years just to move from senior associate to manager while your salary barely changes. This is where a lot of talented people get trapped. They are too senior to jump to entry-level roles in other industries, but not too senior to command leadership pay where they are. You make decent money, but your growth just stops there. And part of this stagnation is linked to the bigger picture, the economy itself. Private sector investing in India has been dropping for over a decade, falling from 31% of GDP in 2011 to 26% in 2023. When companies stop investing, everything slows down. New projects don't come in, hiring freezes start, and salary budgets get tighter. It's not always that the company doesn't want to pay more, sometimes they just don't have the room to pay more. So even if you are great at what you do, if you are stuck in an industry with a weak pay structure, there's only so far you can go. The ceiling is already fixed even before you start climbing. Now that we've covered all the 4 traps, let's talk about 3 clear ways to break free from that 15 lakh limit. Solution 1, become really good at one thing. The first move is to specialize. Pick one high demand skill and go deep. Not broad knowledge, not jack of all trades experiences, but rather focus on something companies can't find enough talent in. Examples in India today are AI, machine learning, data science, cybersecurity, cloud architecture, and product management for tech companies. Specialists usually have the advantage to negotiate their salaries in comparison to generalists. Specialists are called in to solve critical, high-stake problems. The company relies on you. Your work becomes irreplaceable. Think in market terms. If everyone can do your job, you compete on price alone. But if only a few people can do what you do, you decide your own price. A practical move would be to track your skills with measurable outcomes. For example, if you specialize in data science, contribute to projects that reduce cost, improve revenue, or optimize processes. Solution 2, switch jobs at the right time. The second move is to time your switches very carefully. If you jump jobs too often, it looks unstable and employers can think that you are unreliable. Too little and your growth stops because of the loyalty penalty we talked about. So the sweet spot is every 2 to 3 years. Switching jobs is not just about money, it's about leverage. When you join a new company, you negotiate from a place of choice. That's why someone like Devesh, a software engineer in Delhi, could jump from 5.5 lakh to 45 lakh in a single switch. He focused on high demand skills, picked the right opportunities, and leveraged the market demand for his expertise. Here's a very important tip. Once you've specialized and found the right opportunity, don't accept the first offer blindly. Research the market, know the salary range for your role, and confidently communicate your value. Even small adjustments through negotiation can compound to lakhs over time. Solution 3, create multiple income sources. The third way is income diversification. That means not relying on a single source of money. Salaries alone can't keep up with the rising living costs. Indians today spend over 33% of their income on EMIs. Another 32% goes to essentials like food and bills. That leaves less than a third for savings and everything else. Rent, groceries, and inflation keep on rising. So you need a side income, but not just any side income, streams that actually complement your career. Freelancing, consulting, online courses, or small businesses can all add extra money. Over time, investments and rental income can create passive cash flow, giving you freedom from a single salary ceiling. With side income, you can also start investing. Platforms like Grow make it easy to put money into stocks, mutual funds, or ETFs, letting your money grow while you focus on your career. And here are some latest good news that make these strategies work even better. India's demand for AI professionals is set to hit 1 million by 2026, with 2 million cloud experts needed by FY25. The captive sector is also expanding. Captive centers are offices that global companies set up in India to handle specific work. These went from 1,500 in 2023 to expected 2,000 by 2025. This means more structured, higher paying opportunities. Side income opportunities are booming too, with multiple ways to make additional money while you have a full-time career. Now put these 3 together: specialization, smart job switching, and multiple income streams, and the 15 lakh barrier becomes breakable. Because at the end of the day, how fast you grow doesn't only depend on how good you are, but also depends on where you choose to use your skills. Okay, so now it's time to be honest with yourself. Look at where you are, your salary, your skills, and your growth so far. Compare it with what the market actually pays and not just what your company says. Ask yourself, are you stuck in your comfort zone and could you be making more? The real work starts here. Pick one skill that could make you stand out. Check which roles and industries value it. Plan your next moves very carefully. Even small steps like negotiating better, learning something rare, or starting a side project can change your career completely. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to the channel because we help simplify personal finance and career choices. Take control, start today. The next jump in your salary might be closer than you think.